They say you haven't made it until you have haters online. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but if you're dealing with some people online who are not so nice, maybe a little nasty, people in your business, clients who aren't happy, you're going to want to stay tuned for today's episode, where I'm going to share with you how to gracefully handle haters online.
There's a whole world out there of people that need you to serve them. You are now investing your time and your energy, and you are stepping up to be that person and that woman who makes investments like this, who takes her business seriously, who's willing to go all in, who is driven, who is ambitious, who is going to make shit happen no matter what.
This is Meant for Millions. Here's your host, Jenna Faith.
Welcome to Meant for Millions, the podcast for online entrepreneurs who want to create wealth and freedom with their business. You are in the right place if you're looking for the mindset and strategy to get seen, known, and paid online. I'm your host, Jenna Faith, success and mindset strategist for entrepreneurs who want to leave a legacy and build a wildly profitable and successful business. Make sure that you join us each and every week where you'll get a short 15 to 20 minute audio training on how to build wealth from the inside out. There is absolutely no fluff here. You'll get a little bit of strategy, a whole lot of mindset, and a healthy dose of tough love with 100% authentic, raw and real advice on how to navigate this crazy world of entrepreneurship. So in today's episode, I have something a little special, a little different than some of the topics that I've covered before, but going into the new year and really putting yourself out there, taking your power back, really standing for what you believe in. You're going to get sometimes people who don't agree with you, people who don't like what you say, people who are what we call haters, right? Or people that just want to battle you and dislike you for whatever reason. You're going to, at some point in your business, come across this because the more visible that you are, the more people that you're exposed to, the bigger chance that there's going to be one or two people who may not like or agree with what you're doing. And that's okay. It's part of life. It's part of business. But in today's episode, I'm going to be sharing how to gracefully handle when you have haters online and really when to even care about it. Like, when does this stuff even matter? Let's go ahead and dive right into today's episode.
What happens when you get negative feedback or complaints or people who are just being relentless or mean or hating? So a lot of times in the online industry, people will talk about, haters. And, when you've got your first hater, you've made it. And I don't know if that's necessarily true. I like to think that I have a lot of people who are on my side. Clearly, there may be some people who don't like me, but I choose not to pay attention to that, or I choose to ignore it. So I kind of am like in my own little bubble, and I know that I have a personal responsibility and personal integrity to operate in a way that is going to continue to attract the right people. And always knowing that I'm going to operate with integrity, always knowing that I'm giving my best, always know that I'm showing up where I'm supposed to show up, that I am delivering and over-delivering on my promises. And so that is what I want to talk about today. I'm going to talk about what happens when you have someone who wants to bash you or break you down or doesn't like what you're doing or doesn't like how you're marketing or maybe is dissatisfied with the program or product that you have, and how to actually deal with that. So first things first is you want to consider the source, right? You want to make sure that this person is relevant, that their opinions are relevant, that what they're saying actually makes sense. Maybe it doesn't. Probably 9 times out of 10 it doesn't. But it also gives you the opportunity to kind of look inside and see, okay, where can I improve? What, if anything, is this person saying is true? Or, is it a reflection of something that I'm doing? Am I seeing a mirror? So it gives you the opportunity to look inside and just say, okay, yes, maybe I could improve in this area, or no, I am operating at the highest integrity and I have delivered what I decided I was going to deliver. That's it, right? So this person may just be salty or have, some kind of vendetta against you. So always consider the source, but then always consider that there may be room for improvement. If there is, then you can take that feedback and improve. And if there's not, then you just know that, it's not you, which is my second point. My second point is that don't take it personal. It may seem personal. It may seem like an attack, but 9 times out of 10, it is something with their world. It's something that's going on for them and they feel like they need to lash out at you. And now I'm not talking about somebody who maybe comes to you and just says, hey, I took your program or I took your course and I just don't agree with it, or, I'm really not getting results. So somebody that comes to you with integrity, or somebody that comes to you and, in a nice way, obviously there's going to be that rapport there. But I'm talking about when someone's like bashing you or saying they don't like something that you do or talking about your programs or services. So know that it's not about you. As long as you are operating at the highest integrity and you're delivering what you said you were going to deliver, know that it's not about you and it's something with them. Also know that not everyone is going to get results, right? I mean, it's our job as coaches and as leaders to provide content and to provide education and to provide support so that they can get results, right? That is our job. However, not everyone will, because if everyone was going to be successful, they'd already be, right? So also know that there will be times when someone just doesn't complete a course. It is not your job to be responsible for their success. So the saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. You can give everything, but there's still going to be people who do not choose to go all the way. There's going to be people who do not choose to do the work. There's going to be people who do not choose to take their own responsibility and will put that on you. So just know that it's typically not a personal thing. It's something that's going on inside of them and they feel like they need an outlet. The next thing is attempt to make them happy. However, do not do it at the expense of your integrity. A lot of times I feel like people will try to bully you into getting what they want. I've dealt with people who are, passive aggressive. So they'll come at you like super kind of nice, but then have like this backhanded like thing, behind it. So just attempt to solve the problem, fix the problem, make them happy, but not at the expense of your integrity. So let's just say somebody takes a course, right? And they're not getting results or whatever. Like, you wouldn't just give them free one-on-one coaching sessions to help them get through it, right? You want to make sure that they have actually gone through the content, they've completed it before you make any attempts to resolve the situation. Maybe it's giving them a refund, but again, with integrity, right? So if they have a specific refund period time, then you want to make sure that you honor that, right? Because that's going to be for everyone across the board. And you don't want to just give them the refund just because they're being passive aggressive or mean or lashing out at you. So attempt to make them happy, whatever way you can, but not at the expense of your integrity. And then on the heels of that, block or delete. If you have to block or delete someone, absolutely do it and don't feel bad about it and don't feel guilty about it. For me, one of my main things, and I run lots of groups. I have several groups, paid groups. And then I have, some free groups. And, one of my top things is no negativity. I don't want anybody coming into a group that I've cultivated, that I have developed, and coming in and saying, mean things or nasty things or stirring up the pot or just being negative. So I don't stand for that. So whenever I have somebody that comes in, not only is their post deleted, but they're deleted from the group, because that is something I will not stand for. If they have their own group and they want to be negative and they want to stir up controversy, more than welcome to, right? But you're not going to come into my house and do that. So I definitely have boundaries, right? So if you need to block or delete the person, block or delete them. And do not feel guilty about it. So I see a lot of things going on in the, the internet marketing world and, people being unsatisfied or unhappy. And, I've dealt with some people, out of 50 people that take my program, there might be one person who says, hey, I didn't get results. If you're dealing with that, or if you have dealt with that, just know, as long as you are operating in full integrity, as long as you're delivering or over delivering on everything that you say, and as long as you are committed to your results and giving people what they need, that's all you need to do. That is your responsibility. You're not responsible for somebody else's success. As long as you're doing your part, they have a responsibility to do their part, period. Right? So make sure that whatever's being said, consider the source. Does it even matter? Does this person matter? Is their opinion relevant? Is what they're saying true? Right? You want to consider all that first. Don't take it personal, because 9 times out of 10, like I said, it's not personal. It's something that's going on with them. They're dissatisfied with themselves. They're not happy. They're not getting results. They're not putting 100% into it. So they want to pass blame on everyone else. That is the hard part about being an entrepreneur, is whether we succeed or whether we fail, it is our fault, right? We have to take 100% responsibility for our failures and our successes.
All right. So now you know how to deal with haters online. This is just something that inevitably is going to come up, whether it is a customer that's not happy, whether it's a competitor that doesn't like what you're doing, whether it's a family member who just doesn't agree with what you're saying. And we want to be prepared for that, right? So it doesn't knock us down, so that it doesn't make us feel bad. Now you know how to gracefully handle it and whether it should even matter in the first place. So I want to thank you so much for tuning into today's show. I know that there's a million places you can be right now, and I'm just so grateful that you chose to spend this time with me today. If you are loving this show, make sure that you subscribe to the podcast so that you don't miss an episode. And don't forget to leave us a positive review on iTunes. This will really help us reach more amazing entrepreneurs just like you who are committed to creating incredible change and transformation in the world. Make sure that you come back for next week where you'll get another quick bite episode on how to build your business from the inside out.
Let's keep this conversation going. Join us in the private discussion group, The Ambitious Babe, where ambitious, driven online entrepreneurs go to get the mindset and strategy to grow and scale their online empires. Join The Ambitious Babe at jenscalia.com/tribe.